Back in the fall of 2015, Fanatec gave sim racers their cake and allowed them to eat it too with the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One compatible Close Sport Wheelbase V2 plus Xbox One Universal Hub combo. Unfortunately, this holy grail soon became an unholy union as Sony pulled the plug on the unlicensed PlayStation 4 support in early 2016. But now Fanatec and Sony are bedmates again with the new CSL Elite Racing Wheel, officially licensed for the PlayStation 4. As the name suggests, the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4 is essentially the PlayStation 4/PC compatible version of the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for Xbox One and PC. But the PlayStation 4 version is more than a copy and paste, with numerous upgrades, including some from its new big brother, the Close Sport Wheelbase V2.5. Plus, like the Close Sport Wheelbase V2 in 2015, some fairly inexpensive wheel swapping will leave you with a wheelbase that doesn't have to come off your rig whether you're racing on the PlayStation 4, PC, or Xbox One. Sound too good to be true? Let's find out as we run through the pros, cons, and neutral bullet points of the Fanatec CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4. Sim racing chassis in this video is the Next Level Racing GT Ultimate featuring the new motion platform V3. Learn more at nextlevelracing.com. The CSL Elite PlayStation 4 racing wheel design, dimensions, and inputs are primarily a carryover from the CSL Elite Xbox One, but that isn't a bad thing. Yes, it would have been nice to see Fanatec decide on one of the three textures used on the sides of the original CSL, but the new black face plays much better than the busy digital look on the Xbox One CSL, and even does a convincing job of appearing like brushed aluminum, although it is indeed plastic. Besides the new face, everything else is familiar on the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 wheel base. It comes in the same compact dimensions, has rev lights that are sometimes useful depending on your driving arrangement, and has a fully modular I/O panel out back that is easy to get to and features inputs for 2 Fanatec shifters, pedals, and a handbrake. While the wheelbase design was a minor improvement on an already good package, the steering wheel on the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 is a big jump in quality over the Xbox One compatible CSL steering wheel P1. There is plenty of carryover from the P1. Same shape, button layout, semi-quick release system, rim integrated tuning menu / rev strip, which, like the wheelbase's rev lights, are sometimes helpful and sometimes not. But while there are many similarities, it's the differences that elevates the PlayStation 4 steering wheel over the P1 steering wheel. This time, the paddle shifters click. They aren't super clicky like the Fanatec Formula Black rim, but they're now appropriate for the price range. Another upgrade to the PlayStation 4 steering wheel is the ability to swap out the button faces. The CSL Elite PlayStation 4 arrives with a bunch of different buttons to customize your wheel with, something that especially comes in handy if you're racing on the PC and aren't confined to the wheel navigation like you are on the consoles. While we did find this feature to be very cool, be aware, the buttons aren't the easiest to remove. We had to bust out the pliers to get them off, which of course scratched up the buttons a little bit. But even with the anxiety of scratching up your new baby, it's still a neat feature. Last but not least, the biggest improvement to the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 steering wheel is the leather and suede wrapped rim. It's a major improvement for 2 reasons: feel and weight. The combo of perforated leather, suede, and padding underneath them feel miles ahead of the hard rubber used on the P1 steering wheel. The leather is particularly nice, soft to the touch, and looks like it has some actual thickness to it thanks to no signs of stretch marks. Besides giving your hands a little more respect, the material change has a knock-on effect. It makes the steering wheel really light. The PlayStation 4 wheel only sheds 200 grams, or 0.44 pounds, off of the Xbox One compatible P1 steering wheel, but it sure feels like a lot more. The steering wheel was noticeably nimble from the start. In fact, after driving with it, we decided to put the Fanatec Formula Black steering wheel on the CSL Elite PS4 to compare their effect on the wheelbase's force feedback strength. 2 elements affect force feedback strength: diameter and weight. The larger the diameter of the wheel, the easier it is to turn because the force needed to get an object to turn around the fixed axis, aka torque or moment, is reduced as the distance is increased. This means that the 30 centimeter diameter CSL Elite PlayStation 4 steering wheel should require less force to turn than the 26 centimeter diameter Formula rim, thus reducing the perceivable force feedback. But then there's weight. Weight in a steering wheel is like weight in a car's suspension, rims, and tires. It's unsprung weight. The more unsprung weight you have, the less responsive the car is to changing road conditions, such as bumps. The same can be said about the steering wheels. The heavier the wheel, the less responsive it is to the force feedback from the wheel base. So while the smaller diameter of the Formula rim should yield stronger force feedback sensations to your hands, the 230 grams that the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 steering wheel sheds compared to it results in both wheels giving you the same force feedback sensation, which is pretty neat. Since we're already on the subject, let's talk about our next pro, force feedback. Like the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 version comes with strong force feedback for the price point. While one of the new features of the PlayStation 4 version of the CSL Elite is that it shares the same motor driver electronics from the more expensive closed sport wheelbase version 2.5, we couldn't subjectively feel the upgrade. We went back and forth between the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One CSLs multiple times and just couldn't really tell a difference. But again, the force feedback strength in the original CSL was plenty for the price, and same can be said about the PlayStation 4 version. If the new motor drive electronics didn't show up in force feedback strength, would they appear in smoothness? Not really, but that's mostly okay too. We say mostly okay because the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 continues the pattern of being really smooth most of the time and not as much at other times. On a set of course on the PlayStation 4, the wheel got real clanky no matter what kind of tuning we did to the wheel or in-game. The belt drive could also get a bit grabby then release in open wheel cars like the Delora DW12 in iRacing. But when we ran the wheel on newer cars that we're confident have dialed in force feedback, such as the Ferrari 488 GTE in iRacing and the Porsche 911 GTE in a set of course on the PC, the wheel was very smooth. So with the understanding that not every sim car is created equally, when we got a good one, the smoothness of the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 is certainly a pro. Obviously, Fanatec having an officially licensed PlayStation 4 and PC racing wheel is a good thing, but the plot thickens with an infusion of about €100. For €100, you can pick up the Xbox One compatible CSL steering wheel P1 and go racing with the CSL PlayStation 4 on the Xbox One, making it compatible with all three platforms. While we much prefer the updated PlayStation 4 CSL steering wheel to the P1, the price is low enough now that your hands may forgive you in the pursuit of cross-platform domination. When the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4 was announced in June 2017, one of the big talking points was worldwide availability, or lack thereof. As was the case then, at the time of this review, the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 is only available for purchase in Europe and Australia. So why didn't we list this lack of availability as a con? Well, we caught up with Fanatec at E3 2017, and it seems like the issue will eventually be worked out. It may just require a little patience. And seriously, that's all we know, so save your questions in the comments section. The €500 price point is neither super low or too high, thus it falls into the neutral category. Plus, Fanatec only offering the wheelbase and steering wheel together knocks out folks who may just want to pair the new steering wheel with the CSL Elite Xbox One base or a closed sport wheelbase they already have for the PC. But at the end of the day, that's business for you. The only con on the CSL Elite PlayStation 4 racing wheel is that you will lose the M6 bolt used on the steering wheel's semi-quick release. While we don't expect a true quick release at this price point, it would have been nice to see a design less susceptible to gravity. The Fanatec CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4 really is a solid package. It cleans the rough edges off of the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the Xbox One and PC, and really opens up your options, at least if you live in Europe and Australia for now. If you're looking for a wheel for your PlayStation 4 specifically, this is a good way to go. If you own a CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the Xbox One specifically, well, hopefully other rims are coming. If you own the CSL Elite wheelbase for the PC, then hopefully you already have the Formula steering wheel. While the new PlayStation 4 steering wheel is impressive, push come to shove, we still rather have the Formula rim. And if you're in the market for a PC steering wheel, then the addition of the PlayStation 4 compatible CSL Elite Racing Wheel really doesn't have an effect on you, since the upgraded wheelbase doesn't really move the needle over the original CSL Elite, which Tidy Thrustmaster TSPC Racer for second place in our head-to-head earlier this year, with the Fanatec Club Sport Wheelbase V2 taking the top spot. And P.S., the Club Sport Wheelbase V 2.5 review is coming soon. But let's end this review on the CSL Elite Racing Wheel for the PlayStation 4, a wheel that begs your consideration no matter what platform you race on. Thank you for watching Inside Sim Racing. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't, check out our website isrtv.com for the latest news, reviews, and our popular forums. Also check out the Amazon affiliate links in the description below. Click on the link, shop through Amazon. It doesn't cost you a thing, but kicks back a little bit towards us. I'm John Sable. Thanks again for watching Inside Sim Racing. Please take care of you and yours.